Alrighty, guys. So I want to kind of share this with you guys, whoever is doing driving for dollars, um, a way to focus in on your efforts so that you can still get required or still hit 250 leads minimum per week without, you know, aimlessly spending your time spinning your wheels, figuratively and literally. Um, let's be effective with your time so that you can kind of have a plan of attack and you can stay committed to implementing the plan versus keep on trying to find and change and modify the marketing for you. So first thing I'd like to do is I'm going to teach you guys how to find popular zip codes on depending on what market you're in. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, move you over here, is we are going to new window. Minimize that. Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go to listsource.com. For you who know what listsource is, it's a way to, you can buy lists this way, but they don't come skip traced. You have to get them skip traced afterwards. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to create our own list today. I'm going to show you exactly how that's going to be done. Okay. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to choose our area. So I live in Houston. I'm just going to go off what I do for Houston. Okay. So pick my state. I chose, okay, let me back up here. You can do city, you can do a county, you can do an MSA. MSA, it stands for Metropolitan Statistical Area. So basically what that means was when they try to when they do some sort of marketing or they do something where they're like Houston, that's what they're looking at. They're looking at the greater Houston market. If you're in like Los Angeles or San Francisco or Memphis, there's always going to be the core city and there's going to be little suburbs around it. And the suburbs around it is what is included in that MSA. So for me, I just do the Houston, Baytown, Sugarland area. Houston's the big area. Baytown is kind of east, Sugarland southwest, but there's all these other cities that go along with it, like Spring and the Woodlands and even Galveston, so or where the beach is. So I'm just going to hit that, and then I'm going to go over to property, and there's basically I think there's only 3 criteria that I really need. So equity percentage is number 1. So after going from the geography area to choosing where you're going to be, choose the property type. First thing you're going to do is equity percentage. Go 99 to 100%. Add that over. So now it's focusing in on Houston and people that have bought houses for cash without financing needed. There's no mortgage, there's no nothing. So next, you're going to still be property. You're going to go to this drop down. You're going to go to last sale date. And you're just going to choose last 12 months. So it's from today's date, 12 months ago, or a year ago. You're going to add that over. So we're going to look at cash buyers that have been active in the past year that have bought houses for cash. And then we're going to also go into property type. And I just select single family residence. A lot of times I take off this PUD and condominium because it's not really popular in Houston. And I'll show you that in just a moment. So once I've added doing the single family residences, all of them are populated, and you can tell that PUDs there's absolutely zero, 83,000 for condominiums, townhomes 41,000, 10,000 for duplexes, and a couple triplexes and quadplexes. That's covering up the whole area, and there's 1.6 million homes in the Houston market. So now that I got those 3 points, I'm going to go over to this top bar again and go to Options, click Absentee Owner. I'm going to exclude Trustee, and then do a no preference on corporate owned. So then I'm going to just click on both mailing and property addresses. Technically, you don't need this section. It's like a no preference. But in Houston, I have 13,000 people that have bought homes with cash in the past 12 months. So a lot of people there. So what you want to do is you actually want to just go and purchase list. And then from here you go into partial list and go into custom selection, do your drop down and type or go for zip code. Okay. So what it's doing is that it's aggregating your market, the type of houses you're looking for, the type of transaction that had happened in the past 12 months, being cash and 12-month period, being the type of houses you're looking for depending on your area, and you're just going to hit export. So I'm just going to do my email. Sorry. Let's copy, paste, submit that, and then there it is. So we're going to wait for this to load. And so there's 13,000 records over however many zip codes Houston has. So it starts in the 5th row and it goes down to 229. So there's 224 roughly zip codes in Houston. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to records, click on this row, and just go over this filter tab and just add this little filter. From there, just going into trying to do the drop down, pop up with a window, descending. So it'll tell you that in the top 10 zip codes, there's 150 to 250 transactions per zip code. So there's a lot of activity there. So what I would do starting out is I would focus in on the top 10 at first, and as you can go down, as you drive these different areas, you can go down, the next 10 or so. Don't do that, Nathan. Resume. Forget it. The next 10 or so. So that's the first part. So what I'll do is let's just take the first one, for example. So 77449. I'm just going to copy that. And we're going to go back into our Safari. And you can do another tab. I'm just going to open up another one. And then I use Zillow. I don't use Zillow for the accuracy for estimations. I use it for what's active on the MLS. So copy and paste the zip code in here and just hit enter. And then what I'm going to do is for rent, but I'm going to change it to probably $1,200 a month to 16. Actually, I know 18. Some of the houses actually can go for 18 and be pretty good. Okay, so as you can see, there's a lot of houses up on the market for rent right now, and I'm going to take off these. So just just houses themselves. So what I'm going to do, so I have a whole zip code to really work with here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into this area first. So this street is the intersection Little York, and Greenhouse Road. So this sub area is a good place to start with good, solid, decent rents that investors can look at. Either they're doing flips on, or they can just cash out, not cash out, but they can just rent it out, and that's their investment strategy. So this is a good area to kind of be in. And that's how I would figure out where to spend my time. Focusing in on one, if you can, one zip code at a time until you can, hit all the neighborhoods in there that are going to be of value, and then move on to the next one. So that's kind of my 2 cents in sharing with you guys how to pick your neighborhoods, how to pick your markets, and how to be effective with your time, because you can drive in this area and like I said, I live in Houston. I'm probably doing 50 to 100 over a 2 to 2.5 hour span just by myself, just by being in these areas and driving these neighborhoods. So focusing on hot markets, hot activity. The end results with cash buyers and their activity levels, so this can be a good area to be in. And then you just have to find the diamonds in those areas. So I want to share that with you guys. If you have questions, please leave a comment or reply below. But I'm just here to add value to you guys. Take care.